Talk about
I was there.
a big night for this man, the Sultan of Seattle, Julius Gillick. First drive of the game, Edison's just going to pound the way down the field, and it's pretty much like this all night long. I say all the time, O-line gets the first 3 yards, the rest is all on Julius. Shakes one defender, spins around another, takes it into the end zone, and right out the gate after the first drive, Chargers are up 7-0. All right, first quarter, again, freshmen. By the way, here's a little trivia. When's the last time, if ever, 2 freshmen have started a varsity game at quarterback position in the Sunset League?
I don't know if that's happened before. I don't know how often that's happened in any league, to think about it.
Right. Well, we saw it last Friday. Sam Thompson, the freshman, replacing an injured Nehemiah, is going to find his wideout down the far sideline, puts it right where it needs to be. He's going to set his team up in the red zone. And from there, again, this is not a replay, Julius Gillick, the Sultan of Seattle. Although after this game, you might be calling him the Sultan of SoCal. Had a monster night, and we'll talk more about that in a minute. So at this point, it's 14-0. I want to break this play down a little bit. On defense, we have what's called gap responsibility.
Correct.
And everybody's responsible for a gap.
A,
gap,
B, C gap,
C gap. Now, what's going to happen here is Huntington's going to run a stunt. He's supposed to come to the inside. The end here is going to loop around. The backer fills the A gap. So all gaps should be accounted for. But watch what happens. He goes outside. This defender stays outside. He's got to come in here and fill this gap, so the linebacker is in a tough position because at this point, he's got to fill this gap or this gap. Julius is going to see it, and the backer comes
Bounces
across,
back, cuts back,
filling a gap that belongs to another player, and it's just like that. You know, Bill Belichick all the time says, do your job. Everybody's got to be in their position.
So you're a big offensive line coach. Mm-hmm. You know, with that outstanding offensive line that Edison has, I mean, they can do so much. I mean, 330 yards. I mean, how do you counter that as a defense?
Well, I mean, Julius set a record.
Right.
So he had a monster night. I know, pad level, get low, play the defense that the coach calls. It looks like they're out of position there. Happened a couple times. But Huntington would battle back. Musashi Ray had a big night. Shakes the defender. Actually gets him to fall down. Catches the ball. Gets his team near the red zone. And then from there, Huntington would continue to pound it in. This time, Tyler Young's going to take it up the middle. So it's close. It's competitive early on. At this point, they would cut it in half, so 14-7. Huntington Beach is hanging around. But again, more to this guy, Julius Gillick. Maybe we should call him the Sultan of Six because he seems to find the end zone.
Yeah.
Just, again, pump those legs, getting a great job by the offensive line, blocking for him. And then Huntington would continue to battle back. Tyler Young. And by the way, watch this stock block by Dylan Forsland on the corner. Just puts him on his back. A little holding, but the ref didn't call it. So big pickup by Huntington Beach. But then the defense, Jake Moore, is going to read the curl route, going to jump in front of it, and just takes it to the house.
Boom, pay dirt for
just
the
like
Chargers.
that. Huntington get ready to possibly tie it up. Becomes 21-7. So again, early on, Edison's in charge, looking good. But Huntington wouldn't go down easily. They're going to keep battling back. Musashi Ray, again, another big catch for him. Right now, Edmonds puts it right where it needs to be, in between 2 defenders in the sideline.
Great ball.
Great jump and catch.
Yeah.
So that's going to set him up first and goal inside the red zone. Then Hunter Gray is going to break to the corner. Edmonds sees it, throws it right on the break. And so 28-14, Huntington Beach is hanging around, still competitive. The problem is, it's tough when you're going against an outstanding defense. Noah Thompson's going to fight, keep working, not quitting on the play. He's finally going to bring down the quarterback. And, you know, Edison, we talk about the running game, but they got a great D-line too. And then this guy, Mr. Everything 2.0, Mason York, by the way, won the homecoming king, right? You saw that?
Yeah.
So my daughter's friends were over last night, and Los Al had their homecoming. They call it HOCO now.
HOCO.
And I said, do all high schools say that? Is that a Los Al thing? Have you heard that term, HOCO?
I have not. I mean, but I guess that's
they said,
the
just
new
trust
terminology.
Me, call him the HOCO king.
Okay.
No, Taryn? He's got his thumb down. maybe that's just a Los Al thing. Anyway. Big night for Mr. Everything 2.0. I wonder if he's related to Jackson Irwin. Coming off the edge, using his speed, brings down to Edmonds. So just, you know.
Watching that game the other day, we know how good Mason York is as a receiver, but man, he has really stepped up his game on defense.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we call Mr. Everything 2.0. And then again, more Julius Gillick taking the ball, O-line doing a great job, and he's just finishing it. So tough to bring down. So at this point now, it's 35-14. Edison's starting to pull away. And again, this is not a replay. Julius Gillick, here we go again. By the way, I cut out about 12 other highlights I could have used. I didn't want this to be too redundant. He's going to bounce this to the outside. Now, 2 defenders are in position to make the play, but he's going to split it. And by the way, he set the single-game rushing record for Edison. You think about all the great running backs they've had through the years.
He's not only a bruising running back, he's so smart and intelligent, too.
And at this point, it's all Edison. Huntington would go away. They'd keep fighting. Tyler Young's getting another big gain for his team. Takes up the middle. Sets him up just inside the goal line. They wouldn't give it to him, but that's all right because a couple plays later, Jade Gaunterman, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, Jade. Yeah. Jude, I'm sorry. Yeah. Would finish off the drive. So they made it somewhat respectable. The final would be, 42-21.
47-20.
Was that what it was, 47-20? Okay, well, long story short, Huntington Beach won. We actually got an interview. Let's see what your guy, can you keep the volume up there on that one, please, Cole? The Sultan of SoCal after that performance. We good? All right.
Rewind with you, coming to you live from Huntington Beach High School, joined again by the Sultan from Seattle, Julius Gillick. Julius, do you know what your numbers were tonight?
Yeah, I had 330 on the ground, and I had 6 touchdowns. One was called that.
Dude, have you ever had a game like that in your life?
I've not. That was the first.
So, what do you attribute that to?
Again, to my front 5. I love them so much. To Ben Gladney, whose name I forgot last time. I apologize for that. Makai Saggio, Logan Schill, Connor Peterson, Ethan Fonseca, all of them. You know, I've got a really, really incredible offensive line.
How does it feel to beat an arch rival like Huntington Beach?
It feels great. It feels awesome. This is I don't even know how to describe it, but it's really fun.
So wow, moving forward in the Sunset League, the Chargers moved to 2-0. What are you going to do to prepare for next week?
I just think we need to work a little bit on like some discipline, you know, me being more patient, you know, working on our penalties. We've had a lot of runs called back, passes called back due to some holding calls and like chop blocks that could have been avoided. That's on me, that's on everybody, you know, the whole team. It's a great win, but you can never stop getting better, you know? There's always room to improve.
It was an impressive performance tonight. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Good luck to you next week. Have a great week.
Thank you, sir.
You know what? That is great life advice that Mr. Gillick offers up, too. You can always get better. Even though he had the performance in the game of a lifetime, you know, there's always room to get better. Great job, Chargers.
You know, and the fact that he recognized his teammates, that always says a lot about the character of the kid. You know, it's not about me, it's about my teammates. And you think it is a team game. I mean, everybody on the field is contributing to a greater good.
Yeah.
And when the old line's blocking, the receivers are blocking, and the running backs getting the plays, it's a great thing to see. So shout out to him and that Edison Charger team. They were definitely locked and loaded and ready to go last Friday.
So, who gets your stickers of the week for the Chargers and the Oilers? Let's go with the Oilers first.
I thought Tyler Young had a solid game. I mean, it's tough whenever you lose a game like that, but he had some nice runs, got a touchdown, so I have no problem recognizing Tyler Young.
Good. I'm going to go with Brady Edmonds. You know what? He was played valiantly, was running around a lot. Edison's defense was just everywhere. You got guys like Hoy Hansen and the rest of the crew, you know, Mason York you're talking about. So he played valiantly and showed a lot of poise, and he never panicked. So I'm going with Brady Edmonds for my helmet sticker of the week.
So, by the way, we do a lot of interviews after the games. We don't put them all on this show because it would be a 2-hour special, which would get old quick. But we have them on X, formerly Twitter. We have them on Instagram. I know for you also got Sam Thompson. The freshman quarterback. And you got the Edison offensive line. So if you go on X or Instagram, you can see those interviews. We post those right after the game. Taryn, not 2 days later, he's giving me that look, Taryn, because, say that again?
I was busy, thank you.
Okay, but we have a pecking order here, Taryn. I think getting those interviews out immediately are more time sensitive. So when you're riding home on the bus, just knock them out, right? You've got that look again.
Sure, Mo.
Good answer. See? There you go. Yes, Coach. That's what we like to hear. All right. Taryn does a great job. Give him a hard time.
Who's your sticker?
So you can see those interviews. Let's.
Who's your sticker for Edison this week?
Oh, did I not give one yet?
No.
Sam Thompson, man, the freshman. He started a varsity game. Are you kidding me? That's a no-brainer. that ain't easy playing that position at the varsity level, rival game. Didn't make any mistakes. And, I don't know the extent of Niamata's injury, but if they're going to have him at the quarterback position going forward, to get these reps and to get the wins and get that experience has a lot of value. So
I got to tell you,
what happens going forward.
Mr. Thompson showed a lot of grit playing that game. He game managed well. He did what he needed to do, and I hope Savi's okay. But
sometimes a freshman looks like a freshman at that position when they get thrown in. Usually it's like an injury or something last minute. He looked poised.
He looked. I mean, that was his first varsity game ever.
Yeah, no, I get it. I'd have been.
And against a huge rival too.
Yeah. All right. Well, good for him. So he gets my sticker. That's
so my sticker of the week, I'm going to go with 5 gentlemen, and you know who I'm going with, Coach. It's got to be the O-line, right? Ethan Fonseca, Makai Saggio, Ben Gladney, Logan Schill, and Connor Peterson. You guys were absolutely amazing. I mean, anytime you have a running back go for the yardage he did, and by the way, he had 5 touchdowns in the book, 312 yards, but really, he had like a 70 or 80 yard
I saw that. I was watching Huddle, and I was going to put that play, but then the next play, they're back 10 yards. Like, oh, there must
he would have been 6 touchdowns and close to 400 yards.
Yeah,
that O-line was just that's as great as O-line performance that I've seen in quite a while. So congratulations to the Edison Charger O-line. You guys getting it done. Ethan Fonseca, Makai Saggio, Ben Gladney, Logan Schill, and Connor Peterson. Congratulations, gentlemen.